The integrated life, your future self. As the practice unfolds into a natural rhythm, a question emerges that few dare to ask themselves. What happens when the war within you finally ends? The integrated life, waiting on the other side of shadow work, represents an entirely different way of existing in the world. This is what Jung called individuation, perhaps the most misunderstood yet powerful concept in all of psychology. Imagine waking up each morning with a profound sense that every part of you belongs, even those aspects you once desperately tried to hide or eliminate. When you're no longer divided against yourself, energy previously spent maintaining internal barriers becomes available for creation, connection, and purposeful living. This is the lived experience of countless individuals who've walked the path of shadow integration. The internal landscape transforms from a battlefield to a symphony where every instrument, even those playing in minor keys, contributes to the whole composition. In this integrated state, authenticity becomes your natural mode of being rather than something you strive for. The constant performance of trying to appear better, smarter, or more put together than you feel falls away. You find yourself speaking more truthfully, choosing more intentionally, and moving through the world with a quiet confidence that needs no external validation. This reflects a fundamental comfort with your humanity, including your limitations and contradictions. Individuation exists as a dynamic, ongoing process that unfolds throughout your entire life. Each new life stage brings fresh shadow material to work with, and the process of integration continues to deepen. The difference is that once you've experienced true integration, you recognize the process and no longer fear the discomfort it sometimes brings. Your emotional landscape undergoes a remarkable transformation. Emotions that once felt threatening, rage, grief, jealousy, desire, become valuable messengers rather than enemies. You develop emotional agility, the capacity to experience feelings fully without being controlled by them. This represents engagement with a new level of consciousness. When projection diminishes, your relationships evolve dramatically. You see people more clearly for who they actually are rather than as screens for your projected material. Conversations gain depth because you're truly present rather than defending against unconscious threats. Even conflicts transform into opportunities for growth rather than repetitive patterns driven by old wounds. The creative impact of shadow integration manifests powerfully. Energy previously used for repression becomes creative fuel. Many find their artistic expression gains depth, originality, and emotional resonance. A musician who integrates anger discovers new dimensions in their compositions. A writer who acknowledges vulnerability suddenly accesses more authentic character development. The shadow, once integrated, becomes a wellspring of creative power. This integration process extends beyond the personal realm into the spiritual dimension of existence. By aligning with your deeper self, you open to the numinous, that sacred dimension that gives life ultimate meaning. This doesn't require religious belief, but rather an openness to the deeper currents flowing through human experience. As you integrate your shadow, you naturally reconnect with aspects our culture has devalued, including qualities like care, compassion, and sustainability. This fosters a more balanced way of engaging with others and the world around you. Individuation transforms through revealing who you already are, not creating someone different. Your unique constellation of qualities, talents, wounds, and potentials comes into clearer focus. You stop forcing yourself into predetermined molds and allow your authentic self to emerge. This process reveals dormant talents and unexpected gifts previously hidden in shadow. Cultivating wholeness leads to more fulfilling relationships. Your connections transform into catalysts for continued growth rather than arenas for unconscious acting out. The integration becomes the bedrock of genuine resilience. Not forced positivity, but the ability to face challenges with all your resources available. Self-acceptance emerges in a new way. Rather than conditional acceptance, I'll like myself when I achieve X, you develop the capacity to embrace both vulnerabilities and strengths. This enables you to confront life's uncertainties with purpose and confidence. Not because you know all outcomes, but because you trust your capacity to respond authentically to whatever arises. The journey ultimately reveals that the very aspects you've been hiding contain the key to living purposefully. Shadow work unveils dormant passions that may have been overshadowed by adaptive strategies or conditioning. As these emerge and integrate, you naturally move toward a meaningful existence aligned with your unique gifts. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast mountain range at sunrise. The shadows that once seemed threatening now reveal the depth and contour of the landscape. You recognize that without these shadows, the beauty before you wouldn't exist. This is the promise of integration, not the absence of darkness, but the harmonious dance of light and shadow creating a life of depth, meaning, and authentic presence. The journey continues, but now you move forward as a guide rather than a stranger to yourself. As we come to the end of our exploration, I'm reminded of Carl Jung's profound insight. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. This journey speaks to our core. Shadow work embraces all parts of yourself as essential components of your true identity. Your shadow holds your unrealized potential. By integrating these aspects, you begin the authentic path toward wholeness. Join us now on this transformative journey through our 30-day Shadow Work Challenge. Download the journal prompts in the description and connect with our community. Together, we'll transform shadow